Hi everyone, it's Chris. Welcome back. Excuse the hair. I just got done washing it. This is real life. It's late in the evening and it's actually about 8 o'clock. So I guess it's not too late, but I haven't been on here in a while. I think a couple months now, and I've had a lot of people reach out and ask me if I was going to make any more videos. And I've thought about it for a while. I wasn't going to, but I have found that it was very therapeutic for me to reach out, talk, kind of explain and let you guys in on what I'm going through, and maybe it'll help someone else. And I have noticed that since I stopped doing that, I have had more anxiety, I have had more depression, and I need the accountability. I need the project, the outlet. And so I'm going to try to get back into doing the videos. I'll try to do one a week. I'm not guaranteeing, but if I do, I'll post them on Thursdays like I had been. And the content probably about the same: decluttering, cleaning, anxiety, depression, just day-to-day real life stuff. I am still looking for a place, hopefully find something soon, and as soon as I do, maybe I'll take you along on the move with me, let you guys know, as I'm going through it, the different steps, processes, things like that, of the decluttering and the packing, and figuring out what I need and what I don't need. And I know I don't need most of it, but I have got to go through and get rid of it all. And I have discovered over some of the items that I've been going through here in the last several weeks, I'm getting rather emotional. I've gotten into the memory bin items, or the ones that I need to create a memory bin for, and they are bringing up a lot of memories, a lot of good times, some bad times, but not bad times, but memories of loss, memories of regret, memories of holidays, birthdays missed with individuals. I've come across, I have come across a lot of my kids' items, and the thing I have a hard time with is some of the stuff that was theirs in high school. I have reached out and asked them if they want them, and I thought that they would, but they have no interest in it. And the hard part for me was, if they don't want it, I don't need it. And I know that to be true, but it was a very hard thing to get through. But what I did is I would go through a little bit and kind of reminisce, get the memories, kind of flowing. There's a couple things that I knew I didn't need, but I didn't want to forget them, so I did take a couple pictures. And then I put them in a donate box, and I marked the donate box with a date, and because I knew that I needed to get rid of them and I didn't need them, and the owners of them didn't want them. So it's kind of like the time will tell bin, but instead of keeping random items that I might still be able to use, these are ones I knew I did not need, but I needed to get past that emotional hump in order to get rid of it. So I gave myself a month. I revisited it. I got rid of probably 75% of it at that time, and I was able to take it and donate it. And then I gave myself another week and revisited it. And within about 5 weeks, 6 weeks, I was able to get rid of everything that was in there. And So don't just automatically throw it out because you know you don't need it. If you feel any form of regret or guilt, just like I said, put it in a bin, put your date on it for donations, market donations, not time will tell, but donations. And give yourself a month or 2 months and revisit that box periodically over that 2 month period. You can visit it every week if you want. You can visit it every 2 weeks, just something to kind of look at them, get the memories, more defined. Take pictures of any of them that you want to keep. And then when you pick one up and you're like, oh, well, I don't think I really ever need this. Somebody else can use this. You're at that point, you can get rid of it. So that's the one that you'll go ahead and put into a box and get rid of now. And it might take you a little bit longer than your date. Don't just automatically at that date, okay, I gotta throw it away. No, but give yourself leniency in knowing that it might take a little bit longer, but you're working through it. And that box has an end date, and you don't really need that stuff, but you have to be at a good emotional state in order to get rid of it. Otherwise, you're going to regret it, you're going to feel guilty, may have some depression from it. Never push yourself to do anything that you don't feel that you are comfortable with. Another thing I have worked on since I last recorded was reaching out to old friends, making new friends, and trying to establish a support system or an outlet. I've even, started doing a little bit more things with just friends that ordinarily I would just see randomly. I'll call them and maybe we'll meet up for lunch or something. Or, I'll bring in drinks sometimes to coworkers, and that makes me feel good. It's not something that I have to do. It's not something they've asked me to do. It's something that makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I can, it almost makes me feel like I'm needed, which I know I don't have to buy people stuff to feel needed, but another thing that I've been doing is reading a book called 5 Love Languages. And one of my love languages is that I have noticed is the need to do for others. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel happy. I can be in the worst possible state of anxiety or severely depressed and in bed or whatever, but if somebody else needs me for something, or if I know I can do something that's going to make someone else smile or make their day better, that makes me feel better. That brings me out of that little bit of a funk. And I've noticed that about myself over the last few weeks. And I find that to be very, very helpful. You don't have to do things that involve money. As a matter of fact, the drinks that I take in to coworkers are free drinks. They're, when you purchase so much of something, you'll get a coupon for it, or you'll get points towards it to get a free one or whatever. And those are the ones that I use. So it's not costing me anything, but it's making me feel better, and I know it brightens their day. I had a friend who's had a family member that was in the hospital, And I don't really know the family member. I don't really know. I mean, I just recently met the friend, or should I say, got to know the friend over the last few weeks. And I knew that I could not help because he was the person that needed the assistance, wasn't mine, wasn't my family. But I knew my friend, so I thought, okay, well, this will make that person feel better. So I purchased a gift. Yes, granted, I didn't have to, but I knew that that person was going through a trying time, not feeling well, didn't, he was in pain and things like that. And I knew that just getting them something, although it's not going to take away their pain, it's not going to take away the recovery process and all that, but it will bring a smile to their face, and to me that was my way of helping, and that was my way of brightening that person's day. And granted, I still say the prayers and all of that to help recovery and things like that, but it helped me to know that I was anxious because the person was in the hospital, but getting them something made me feel better, that when things calmed down, I could bring a smile to that person's face. And that helped calm me down so that I could be there for my friend if they needed me. So just little things that will help you is definitely the route that you want to start doing, and do it slow. The days that I get really anxious at work, which have not been as many lately, but it's known as retail therapy, but I don't go out and I don't spend a lot. When I have those days where I need to get out, when I'm anxious at work, when I go to lunch, I will do what I call retail therapy. I give myself $5. And that's it. We have a local Dollar Tree in our area, and I'll go and I know I can only spend $5. Most of the time I don't buy anything. But I go in there, I look. By looking around, and it redirects my mind, and then by the time I leave the store to go back to work, my anxiety has calmed down. And like I said, I may have spent $5. I may not have spent anything. But it was something that helped calm me down. So I know you're probably thinking, well, a lot of these things that you're saying requires spending money. It doesn't have to. Like I said, the drinks that I take into work, those are free. The gift I got from my friend, the gift could have been to help watch siblings, or help watch, help the adult in home care, or help. It could have been just taking them to back and forth appointments. It could have been, just being there to talk to them because they need someone to vent to, or holding their hand while the person's in the hospital, or, it doesn't have to be monetary. Same way with when I'm trying to get over my anxiety. And I know that I do retail therapy. You can just go for a walk, which I would go for a walk, but it's just so cold in our area that on the good days when it is nice, I will go for a walk, but I can't always do that. So that's why I choose to go to the store, but I give myself a very small budget. On the days that it's nice, I just go for a walk. Or you can just still go to the stores, but instead of doing retail therapy, you could do window shopping. You can make you a list of things while you're in the store. Just kind of think of all the things that you would like to get. Doesn't mean and I'm not saying like grocery store and you're writing down your grocery list. I'm talking just things you would like to have. They're not necessary. They're just something you would like to have. And then when you get back to your car, write them down. And that's another way of, you've created a little list. And then if you have a birthday or Mother's Day or something coming up and someone says, hey, what would you like? You've got your list, and you can say, well, I don't really need anything, but should you choose to, here's a few items, So you've got ideas. You've got ideas for Christmas. Or you may be at the store and see something that you think someone else would like. You can jot it down for their Christmas when Christmas time comes. Then you've got an idea of things that you had thought about or seen throughout the year. So those are little things that you can do. My depression, as far as that goes, has not been as bad. I don't go a lot of places, but I have gotten to the point that I will do, it's usually little puzzles on my phone, or I'll just volunteer for extra work. Not volunteer, I mean it's paid work, but I will ask them, do you need me to work over a little more hours or whatever. And to be honest, I didn't think I'd ever get to the point of being able to work overtime. Not because of the company, because of me, because of my anxiety. It was getting to the point that I was lucky I worked 40 hours a week, let alone being able to make any overtime. So for me I would say out of the last 4 weeks, I would say I was able to do overtime 3 out of those 4 weeks. And then that other week, I didn't have overtime only because I had a few appointments. So when I did work a little over, that compensated for my appointments. So I was just at the 40-hour mark. But, I've been able to have a solid month of 40-hour weeks. And that's a lot. That's a big improvement for me. It has been, and I think a lot of that is because I'm starting to exert myself out more. I'm starting to, if somebody asks me for help, I will do everything I can to help. There's some things I still get a little nervous about, and I'll say no. But I do try to help. Or if someone says they're going to do something and it's something I know I can do or I like to do, I'll volunteer to help. Whether they've asked me or not, I'll volunteer to help. And that's just something that makes me feel good. It gets me out of the house. It distracts my mind, but it gives me time to hang out with other people too. So just do little things. It is starting to get warmer out. We will see summer soon, I hope. I'm not a winter person by no means, but hopefully things do start warming up and staying warm, and I can get outside more. But I would say at this point, don't give up. Do little things, kind of find out the things, jot down the things that make you happy. Is it receiving gifts? Is it giving gifts? Is it just time with somebody, quality time? Do you feel better when you're with a bunch of people? Do you feel better when you're alone? Do you feel better if someone's buying you gifts or giving you gifts? Do you feel better giving gifts? Do you feel better, just one-on-one time with people? You know, and when it comes to relationships, that's another thing you have to really stop and think about. Relationships can be marital, they can be friendships, they can be family, they can be, you know, relationships in general with another person. Those all take work. They're not just, okay, well, it's going to be this way. To make a friendship better, you have to work at it. To make any relationship better, you have to work at it. You can't just give up. Obviously, if it is a dangerous relationship, a violent or abusive relationship, I'm not saying you can't walk away from that. I'm not saying you don't give up on that, because you do. You get out. But if it's definitely something that you enjoy, but there's parts of you that makes you sad, you need to sit down with that person and talk to that person. Build your communication skills, because communicating with anybody, whether it's family, friends, whatever, that's going to keep an open line. You can set boundaries that way. You can, express your feelings that way. And holding them in is only going to make things worse. So I have been doing that over the last few weeks. And I'm grateful that I have found a friend that I can do that with. And that person will be honest with me when I ask a question, or if I express my feelings, that person will express their feelings honestly with me. And I like that. They may express something with you that you may not want to hear, but if you know it's coming from the heart and you know it's honest, then you can't ask for anything else. They are just trying to help you. So reach out. Find old friends, find new friends. Check in. Definitely check in. And you'll find that you may be the one checking in most of the time, but as it becomes more of a routine for you, you'll find people starting to check in on you. And you will realize that maybe they weren't doing it because they didn't feel the return from you. So what you're wanting from others, maybe they're wanting too. So keep that in mind. Till next time. I know this was kind of like all over the place, but next time I'll try to pull things together a little bit more. And hopefully my hair isn't all in frazzle. But just don't give up. You're not alone. I'm here. And until next time, have a good night.